Hi everyone, welcome back. In this video, I will show you how to group data in the Blazor pivot table component. Grouping is a process of organizing data by specific ranges or categories that enables to analyze large amounts of data in a meaningful way. First, I will open an existing Blazor application that has a Blazor pivot table bound to a list of data retrieved from the group data source. If you want to know how to get started with the Blazor pivot table, refer to the video attached in the card above. I will run this application to show you the initial output. You will see the pivot table rendered with the defined data source. Now, I will show you how to group data in a pivot table. The Syncfusion Blazor pivot table supports three types of grouping: number, date, and custom. To enable grouping in a pivot table, you need to define the Allow Grouping property and set its value to true in the sfPivotView tag. First, I will show how to do number grouping with a numbers-based field. Let me group the ID field by right-clicking on it and selecting the Group option. A pop-up window appears where you can enter the grouping details. Suppose I want to display the IDs from 1001 to 1006 into three groups on the pivot table. I set the starting at value to 1001, ending it to 1006, and the interval range as 2. When I click OK, you can see the members in the ID field displayed in three groups. The remaining members beyond this range are grouped as out of range. You can also do this number grouping programmatically. To do that, define the PivotView Group Settings tag. This will accept any number of group settings within it. For now, I will add a single PivotView Group Setting tag to display the IDs 1001 to 1050 in 5 groups with an interval of 10. I define the name property and set the value to ID. Type property to number. Starting at property to 1001, ending it to 1050, and range interval to 10. Look here, the members of the ID field are displayed in 5 groups. You can ungroup the grouped members by choosing the Ungroup option. Now, let's see how to group date and time-based fields using the Date Grouping option. Here, the field timeline is captioned as date, and I am going to group this field. In this example, I am going to group the months, February to July in the year 2015, with months and days intervals. Let me right-click on the Timeline field, choose Group option, and set the starting at value to February 1, 2015. Ending at value to July 1, 2015. And group interval to months and days. The pivot table is now refreshed and displays the defined group February to July in the year 2015. Okay, now I will show you how to group programmatically. I modify the existing group setting by changing the name property to timeline. Type property to date. Starting at value to January 1, 2016. And ending at value to January 1, 2017. For date grouping, I need to set the group interval, so let me remove the range interval property and define the group interval with the values years and quarters to display the date in years and quarters. The timeline field is grouped in years and quarters. Okay, I have shown you how to group number and date-based fields using number and date grouping types. Next, let me show how to group members by creating a custom group using the custom grouping option. You can group any data type such as date, time, number, and string using custom grouping. Now, I am going to group string type field. So let me map the energy source field to the row axis. And comment out the other fields from here for a clear understanding. I am going to form a custom group by combining the members solar and wind. To do this, I select them using the Ctrl or Shift key, and then right-click to access the group option. A pop-up appears in which the field caption is the alias of this custom group, created automatically using the field name. Then I need to set a group name to this custom group, Energy Source 2. And click OK. The custom group, Energy Source 2, has been created, which includes the members solar and wind. Also, a grouping bar has been added for this custom group, which allows filtering, sorting, and dragging and dropping between axes just like the other fields. Notice that the other members in the field automatically formed a self-group and organized themselves within it. Like number and date grouping, custom grouping can also be done in the code behind. To do that, I modified the existing group setting by changing the name property to Energy Source and the type to Custom. I need to add the group members' details in the Pivot View Custom Groups definition. So, let me remove the other properties here and define the Pivot View Custom Groups tag. You can add any number of custom groups within it. As of now, I create one custom group by adding a Pivot View Custom Group tag. And set the group name as Energy Source 3. And items as geothermal and hydroelectric. A pivot table is now rendered with the custom group Energy Source 3 with members, geothermal and hydroelectric. In this video, you saw how to group data in the Blazor pivot component using number, date, and custom grouping options. If you would like to see the working example from this video, you can download it from the GitHub link in the description below. I have also provided a link where you can see if you qualify for a free license key to use our Blazor products through our community license. If you found this video useful, do like the video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.